Was it 8 of them?
What?
Is it, how many is it? 8?
1, 2, 3, 4.
12. like triplets there. Is it just like, did you program the drums? Is that you? Or is it like, I can't tell if there's toms or if it's just kick. Like if it's just
so there's two different variations.
Okay.
There's two different variations of that, and like when it builds up, then it does tend to have like that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. There's a lot of reverb there. So I was
Yeah, there's two different variations, and
Okay.
there's some things I really mashed together.
Cool.
And splice.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah, that was fun. I like the tom rolls.
yeah.
So I looked at your. I had to scroll back through Instagram.
Okay.
So I have passive aggression, Siren's Lullaby.
Yep.
What does SBMF stand for? Does it stand for anything?
Oh yeah, there's like about two meanings.
Okay.
There's at least two different meanings, and I haven't figured out one yet.
Okay.
Like I'm thinking split.
Enforcer,
Yeah.
Lighting the Flames,
Yeah. Thinking of it. Yeah.
and
Lighting
then
flames.
Riot, and then
Riot. And
possibly a cover if time permits.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do the covers.
Okay.
Because I can't sing and play at the same time, and
Dude, as someone to try for years, like usually how's it done?
yeah, like I can't even do that with piano and basic things. Like I was instructed to do that for like a final, and I couldn't do singing and playing at the same time. So like, yeah, no,
I'm not a fan.
So it's like if I had like a guitarist to potentially, if they learn the package or if they learn 3 Libras, I would definitely help them and do vocals. But that's not gonna happen. It's an all-instrumental set.
Cool. Awesome.
And also because these are quite long anyway, like we have 30 minutes. We have 30 minutes for an entire set, and I'm just thinking systematically.
Is there a tuning changes at all, or?
Yeah, there are tuning changes because we're going from like E flat standard. We're starting high and then going low in tuning. So like SBMF would be in like E flat standard,
Got it.
and then Silence Lullaby, I'm thinking instead of D, maybe go half step like D flat, and then we go gradually down, and then we hit to A flat. Like all the rest of the songs that are in like A, like how passive aggression is. You would go down like maybe A flat because Enforcer and Light Flames are all in like A flat, so we wouldn't be playing like exactly as it were on that.
Would a second guitar benefit at all? Like actually having another instrument, or are you just gonna play that one lower? The only reason I say it is you're welcome to use my 7 string if having another guitar.
Yeah, like for the A flat stuff, yeah, I'm gonna have 2 guitars.
Okay, cool.
So,
All right, cool. Just curious.
yeah.
Ooh.
I felt that.
I felt my shoulders.
So, yeah, like, I mean, we'll practice like the lower 2 songs that this.
Okay.
And then, let's see, what's the next one? Yeah, we can run passive aggression.
Yeah, I'm totally down to like noodle along with the tracks while you're playing, because then I can ask you questions.
Yeah.
And then, did you have?
What's up?
You just gave me the order. Can you give me the order again?
The order?
If you have the set list order, I was gonna put I have a playlist. I was gonna put it in order if you had it.
So, yeah, I think I do. It would be on my phone, but I think we'd start off with SBMF since that's in the higher registers.
Mhm.
SBMF. Siren's Lullaby would be the second, and then we would go to D flat at that point.
Okay.
Because, well, we already have D flat from E flat standard. We go to D flat. And then I don't like so name all the tracks again real quick.
SBMF, Siren's Lullaby,
Siren's Lullaby.
Passive Aggression,
Passive Aggression.
Enforcer,
Enforcer.
Lighting the Flames,
Mhm.
Right.
Right.
Those are the
Okay, so Riot is the bridgeway between that, which means Riot would be in A flat, it would be in B flat standard instead of B standard, like how it's heard on the record,
Mhm.
which would mean that's the bridgeway after Siren's Lullaby
Okay.
to switch to this, being B flat standard. Then we just play the rest of the set list from Enforcer, Lighting Flames, and Passive Aggression in A flat.
Cool.
And speaking of such, I feel like literally, hold on, I'm gonna turn this down because this shit is loud as fuck. And then I'm actually gonna tune down A flat standard.
Sure.
We can just play it against playing as it is. It's pretty much the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually thinking about like when I did come home. At one point, I was gonna do an alternate version, but then I'd have to like kind of make those like those
Mm-hmm.
things. I'd have to down tune those like in the pitch from the whatchamacallit setting thingy.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, that's a pain. Because
Yeah, they're not just like
to,
percussive hits or anything.
Yeah, they're not.
They're
like,
pitched.
They are pitched, and they're in A too. So it's like I have perfect pitch, so I can tell.
Oh,
so like
God, the fucking curse.
The curse of perfect pitch is just always having
my
these.
buddy in high school had perfect pitch. It's funny because he was a drummer.
Yeah.
And so we'd be playing, and he's like, "You're out of tune," and I was like, "God,
what?
Fucking damn it!"
You're like,
and like now, having played for 25 years, like yeah, I've got decent relative pitch, but you don't.
But
nope.
Yeah.
I've met people that are like, I have perfect pitch. I developed it. I'm like, then you don't have perfect pitch.
You don't have to. I mean, dude, you have to like really hone into those notes and know exactly what they sound like. Like, I mean, for me, how I knew I had perfect pitch is really because I listened to a lot of periphery and I listened to like the lowest notes.
Yep.
In songs that
Do you like the vocals in periphery? Every time they drop an instrumental album, I'm like, thank you. I do not like their vocalist.
Like with like Spencer Satelli's verse.
No. I also think he's a douchebag.
Oh damn.
Watching the what was it, the P3 documentary where the whole band is together recording and then he's like at home and they send him all the tracks and he records it himself. I'm like, that sucks.
That really sucks.
I was like, be with your band.
Right.
What else have I listened to lately? I mean, a fuck ton of Intervals, my favorite band. A fuck ton of Sleep Token, ready for the new Sleep Token album.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to see fucking Sleeping with Sirens and Pierce the Veil at Red Rocks in Colorado. That'll be a wild fucking show. A lot of Tool. That's passive aggression. Okay. Do you want to?
Yeah.
We'll run that one?
Yeah, we'll run it against the track.
a cymbal in there at all, or do you just want kick and snare? Like, I know there's the hi-hat part. Do you want me to add another thing in there during that, or just
you
leave
could
it
definitely
open? That's how you're a music student.
Yeah.
Like conducting. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I listened to that one and I was like, is there something?
You can definitely improvise things
Cool.
live.
Yeah.
Like if you find something that you feel like you definitely like, and then like any parts that you feel like you want to go over like before we get some like lesson whatever.
What was it?
Like any part you want to go over in that particularly?
No. That was my only question. Was
Yeah.
do you want something else in the verse? Like what? I don't.
Yeah,
what
the first part is
Yeah. Yeah. My only question was like, did you want another symbol in there? I just didn't even know what part of the song to call it. But yeah, that was it. No, that one would be fun too. I want to figure something out.
Yeah.
Ahead of when we get, I think, hopefully complicated next week too, because then that way I'm not springing something on you live. Like, oh hey,
Yeah.
remember how we practiced it? I'm not gonna play it like that.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So. What do you think of songs with vocals in them? With the guy that like raps? Do you just play it without that?
Yeah. Play it.
Okay.
Typically. I have like instrumental variants of that.
Okay.
So.
Who is it? Is that guy you know? Is it a classmate?
Yeah. No, he's not a classmate, but he's a rapper from Colorado that I met.
Oh, sick.
This one thing.
Yeah. Cool. What else is in that tuning? Both of those with him on it? Playing the Flames and the Enforcer?
The Enforcer with that variant in the Jack Frost universe, as I'm going to call it. It's not in the main line. It's going to be its own separate universe.
Huh.
But yeah, Lighting the Flames originally one way or the other is recorded in A flat.
Mhm.
So I might probably send you just the instrumental version of that.
Okay.
You can just analyze
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah, that works.
And then the Enforcer, we're gonna play it like how we have on how it is on Demographics.
Okay.
In A flat. So
I didn't notice there was. I have, they're on my phone. I have videos of you playing that song from that.
Yeah.
That DNA Lounge show.
yeah, I
What
remember
a
that.
wild fucking show.
That was.
think there was a part I had a question about, but
Yeah.
I don't hear it anymore. I didn't
Is
know.
it like
I didn't
like
know.
some of the switches?
No, I didn't know there was that. I missed that version. I only found the one like with the vocals on it,
Yeah.
and so I didn't like. But that
Yeah.
one's the drums on that one. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. That song's fun. I'm sure some are there. So you said switches. Are there weird parts I should keep an eye out for? Because like
Yeah,
that one.
like Riot definitely is like.
Is that who's drumming? Is there like or
that one definitely has like a cycling thought formula in mind.
A what?
It's a cycling thought formula.
okay.
Like, you think like there are parts in that specific track where you think because you know the progression, like how it starts off at the beginning, you're thinking like, oh, this is a simple regular form song or whatever, and then like after the you think like yes, because we're back in the second verse, okay. Now we're in the second chorus, and then wait, it's like, oh, you thought it was going to go into that breakdown, but then it's like, and it's like
Yeah.
the chorus part, but it's exaggerated a bit. And then you hear the dum 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 dum, so now you're like, oh, we're back in this. Dum 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 da, da da da, da ba ba ba, da da da, dum 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 da. You think we're gonna go the da 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 da, but instead we go dum 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 da 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 da, then back up to B.
Yep. Yeah, that was one thing I noticed listening to that one was like, I don't know, like I was like, I don't know what's next.
You're like, yeah, exactly. It just keeps the people.
Yeah, right. Keeps them guessing.
Yeah, like, just keeps the people going.
Yeah, there was a couple parts there where like that, like in a good way. I was like, the drums are gonna do this, and then they don't do that, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Like I love when like after years of playing drums in like various rock and metal incarnations, you're like, yeah, all right,
Yeah.
that's where the crash cymbal goes. That's what we're gonna do, and then people don't do it, and I'm like, oh yeah. So it's like there's a
And then there's also another instance, like after like you get a verse, after you get the opening part there, into the first verse, and then the first chorus, and then to the first breakdown, and then back into the verse part into the chorus that starts the erratic behaviors. You get a verse with erratic behaviors, and then you get a chorus B, chorus C, because there's chorus B, which is erratic, and verse 3. Is it verse 3 or is it verse 2? Yeah, because there's one regular verse, regular chorus, regular verse, but that resolves up instead of down, where instead of the dum 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 da 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 dum 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 dum, it goes dum 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 da 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 dum 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 da 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 da, and then to the chorus where we da 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 da. Then that's where the erratic behavior happens. Then there's a verse with erratic behavior. Then there's a chorus that also second chorus with erratic behavior. Because there's the and then we finally have the build up because it psychs us with that build up, and we're like, oh shit, so it's short. Oh wait a minute, I know, I'm waiting for the build up, and then suck Nicky's thought. We're still in the chorus. And then we play that out, and then the actual build up comes into the out, and then it's build up and then outro with. And then there's erratic behavior because then it does another and you're like, so are we gonna do no, we're gonna do and then it goes then build up again. We think we're going to do that all again. Then it's outro.
that song, I don't this. I mean this in a good way.
Yeah.
And that song feels longer than it is.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot, like it's there are some, I don't mean that in a like, oh my god, are we done? But like this song, you're like so much. I just looked at like, how long is this song? I was like, it's not very long.
It's not very long,
Like,
but it feels
minutes?
long because which one?
The Enforcer.
Enforcer's like it's 3 minutes, right? Something like that.
3:31.
3:31. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it feels
It
longer.
feels long.
And again, not in a bad way. You're just like, yeah, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
How do you? We had this conversation with Colin too. How do you transition through these songs? So when I saw you live, you had your phone, and the guy just hit next on the song.
Yeah.
Do you like? Do you have any ideas, or do you want to just like? Obviously, Riot, there's a big count in for it.
Yeah.
But like the other ones.
The other ones, they just I think we'll probably have like a little speech in between.
Cool.
Or something like that.
Yeah, I am a huge
Definitely
fan.
probably like around that time, like that's what started to raise in the band.
Cool.
Like near the last 2 songs.
Yeah.
We're like, we got 2 more motherfucking song tracks for y'all.
Yeah. I'm always, that's the thing I never realize until like with the cover band I'm in, we do like a bunch of different shit, and we all learn a song. Like our guitar player will chart it, or I'll chart it or something. We all come in already, like run through it. We'll like run through it with tunes, and then like the chart will be like the song fades out, and we'll be like, how do we do that live? Shit. And so I was just curious.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
figure that out. And then Lighting the Flames is the other one, right?
Lighting the Flames.
That's gonna be in that tuning.
Yeah, it's gonna be in A flat, yeah. So yeah, right.
Like the Beautiful People guy, like get back. That song still goes hard.
Yeah,
Years later.
I was really thinking about if we really one day we do that, but in D flat, because I found a variation that actually is like somebody actually down tuned it down.
Fuck yeah. That'll turn back on when you move this with sensor over there.
We are still here.
So it happens. Yep, it happens when I'm like playing over here.
Yeah.
When I was in college, my band was recording in the studio. Somehow that song came up, and we were just like, somebody said like "Beautiful People," and so our like producer slash like the mixer, like he like latched onto that. And one time I'm recording drums, right? Like the best fucking take I've had, right? And all of a sudden the scratch track stops. And I'm like, is everything like? Cause sometimes he'd be like, you fucked it up, like do it over again. He's like, is everything okay? And I just hear like in the headphones, I just hear breathing. He's just like, and he just starts like singing it. I'm like, Steve, you son of a bitch. I was like, I was fucking locked in. He's like, I know, that's why I did it. He's like, this is your best fucking take. Do it again. And I was like, you son of a bitch. It was so, and I'm like screaming. I'm like, you motherfucker. And like nobody else can hear him because like everybody's like waiting out in the fucking like it was in his. He had a 2-story house and his like. Lower level was the studio, and so there everybody's chilling like the living room area of the studio space, and they just hear me yelling from because all of a sudden the drums stop, and I'm like, motherfucker! And like the door opens, and my guitar player Jason's like, everything good? And I'm like, fucking Marilyn Manson in the mixing board over there's fucking. He was like, what? And I had to, and then like Steve's like, I don't know what he's talking about, man. He's kind of crazy. Like, you son of a bitch. I forget about that all the time, and then like every time I think of that song, that pops back up. I'll have to text. He's on the East Coast.
How does it feel to be one of the beautiful
That sounds so good.
people?
Marilyn Manson's a genius. He's fucked up, but he's a genius.
He's a fucked up genius.
Because he was like, I became what people didn't like the devil. I became the devil. People didn't like. Then like people moved on from that, and people got really afraid of like drugs. He's like, so then I did every drug. Like he's like, I didn't, but like that was the whole thing. It was like, look at all the drugs I do. I made people like. I made the fucking suburban white mom scared, and I was like, yeah, you did. My suburban white mom was fucking scared. Like, yeah, she didn't like that shit at all.
Right. There's also the this is the new shit one.
The what?
This is the new shit.
Yeah.
No, it's you know. Oh, you know what? You know where? You know why? You don't care.
Yeah. She's fucking unhinged. Do you want to go through Lighting the Flames? Is there anything you can think of that's like weird in it? I didn't come across anything.
Not really.
Okay.
Like I mean, that one's pretty. What do you call it? That one's not really. That one's not as complicated as like Enforcer or
Cool.
like Riot. Like it's pretty.
Also, before I forget, what time you gotta get out of here? 'Cause you got like a long fucking commute, right?
Yeah.
I
I'd
don't
say like. What time is it right now?
8.
8. Oh yeah, I should probably like be like by like 9 something.
Okay, because I'm probably gonna catch a lift home if you want to drop at the BART station.
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, from there, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna definitely take part, and then maybe like. You said it's 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could like probably go till about maybe 30.
Yeah, that's fine. This is the thing I was explaining to friends that don't live in areas of public transit, how like when you ask somebody, like what time is your bus, you're not kicking them out. Like my buddy came over the other day and it was like 6 on a Sunday, and I'm like, what time's your bus? I'm not kicking you out.
I just want to
want you to make sure that you're gonna get your fucking your
yeah.
transit. So cool,
Yeah.
cool. Awesome. Yeah, that's fine.
That was my Lighting Flames.
Cool. Let me submitting a sushi order for my partner and I.
Oh, I felt that, dude. Sushi order.
I'm doing chicken katsu. I'm doing sushi.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, shit's fucking expensive.
The prices are crazy.
It's gonna take 20 by 3 minutes. All right, cool. We can do it first. Because she's just getting on the bus home. She works in the city, so she's coming to help me.
Oh, word.
So I don't order until she's home in time to get it.
Right.
But alright, cool. We'll see what
Yo, I gotta give a huge ass shout out to my boy Mac. Yo, Project Blacklist, man, you killed this shit. I appreciate y'all. Let's do it. Hey.
This is 6 collabs, 6 days, even though I'm
Sick. I know it's in a different tuning, so we don't have to go through it. Is there anything you can think of in SBMF that's weird? Listening to it, like,
No, I mean, it's just
pretty
on for the most part that more I think about it. I mean, other than it's it's pretty much self-explanatory. There's that, and then it's just
I like that riff a lot.
what the yeah. Like I came up with that on bass while I was literally just like grooving to that
Fuck yeah.
specific thing back and forth, and then. That's pretty much self-explanatory.
Cool.
It's like intro or like intro chorus. So it's pretty much swing and then yeah, that one doesn't really have anything, like that one doesn't have anything weird that happens because honestly, like when I did that, I was just literally fucking recording myself just grooving along and then sing.
That's how the best stuff happens.
Exactly.
Yeah. Some of the, like, all the best songs were not set. People didn't sit down to write a song.
Yeah.
That's just happened. And then there's the Siren's Lullaby instrumental was the one that has bass in it.
The instrumental one has bass and then guitar V2 or whatever. That's the original variant with just guitars because at the time I didn't have bass and I was gonna. I think with that when I re-recorded or when I go back into that specific one before I drop it somehow, like I'm gonna do is add bass and maybe go up the first variant of it where it's like down 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 down. Exactly. I mean, it does have the erratic form of the Enforcer and Riot, but also I don't really know how I feel about like the structured variant where it's like dan digga dan dan digga dan dan digga dan dan digga dan. It just doesn't resonate with me for the most part.
I like the samples in the background.
Yeah, those are much more pain because if I had to down tune them, I have to like consolidate them and then transpose.
Yep.
It would like That's probably the only part I like, and then. Until it gets to that one part where it's like badass, badass,
Yep.
badass, badass, like I just totally goes with that.
This show's gonna be fun because the week prior I'm getting a hand tattoo.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, so I like myself. Yeah, it's gonna, but it'll be scabbed enough by then that I can play them.
Oh, word. I wonder what smells like money.
What's that?
So I actually wonder what would happen on like the everything like what they engines like
Yeah, I don't know. Dude, like every time like I go to the gym every day, and every couple days I'm doing free weights, and just I think about like one slip and I drop this thing, my hands are fucked. You know what I mean? I'm just like it's terrifying. And I've been going to the gym for years and I've never seen anybody hurt themselves in that way. But I'm just like, this is it. This is the day. This is the day I lose a finger. You know, I'm like ah. When I was younger, I fell skating. And I was going down a rail, and I landed on my hand like this, and then my back, and I snapped my thumb right there, and I had to be in a. It was right before it hits the main joint. I had to be in a cast from here to this knuckle to here, because I had to keep my whole palm stable.
Yeah.
And so that's why, not as bad as I used to be, but I used to have to play guitar up here so I could get my cast around it. And that was when this was 8th grade, so years ago, and that was when I made the decision, music over skiing. Because I used to do both, like, seriously. And I fell, hurt myself, and I was like,
Yeah, never again.
Nope, still longboard, but I'm not going to pump
Right.
myself down stair sets anymore.
I would say the same thing with longboarding too. It's like I built electric ones, so I don't have to check them every year. And then yeah, sometimes like you go down really fucked up roads and there's a big ass pothole or there's loose gravel and shit. It takes one fucking
Dude,
slip up
there are
there
certain
and just-
streets in Alameda that I just don't go with. I'm just like, nope, not worth it,
Nope.
not worth it. One rock, gone.
right there, dude. Yeah.
Sick. Cool. Anything else you want to go through? Are we good?
Let's see.
Because that's all. That playlist is.
So we got how long do you think that is already?
Let's see. Let me move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 25 minutes.
That's 25 whole minutes.
Yeah.
In set.
SBMF, Sirens Lullaby, Riot, Enforcer, Lighting Flames, Passive Version.
That's all.
Also, what I might do for this is, because I know we're not doing like in-ears or anything like that, which is totally fucking fine.
Yeah.
I might. So, you're cool with the way they're recorded? You're cool with that speed?
Yeah.
Okay. Because what I like to do is I tap out, I get the BPMs, and then if there's a song that like I'm counting in or something, I have a visual metronome that just flashes my phone, and I can look at it for a few bars and just go, all right, cool, and then we can go into it. Or I can, like, that's what I do with the cover band, is like I don't want to wear in-ears and stuff, we kind of want to swing it, but I was like, if you start fast, you're fucked.
Or
you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then you kind of send
Yeah, I was gonna say, even if
you
it-
can end on passive aggression, and then you definitely like kind of something like, okay, we got one more motherfucking song for y'all, and then you just hit. Just like build up, and then I'll let you just like fucking free roam, and I'll be like, how the fuck we feeling, DNA?
And then I'll end it with the in the air tonight feeling.
Yeah.
I did that at a Cheetos show, and like the whole crowd knew, because like Paul used to want me to do like drum solos, and I did that like at the Cheeto show, and like halfway through it, I a bunch of double kick, and then I stopped, and I went doo 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 doo, and then I kept going, and Paul missed it, oblivious. Everybody in the audience thought it was fucking hysterical. So I've also done that, and I've also done the Pornhub drum intro. And people are like, "What the fuck?" Because if you know, you know. But you don't want to look. You look around the crowd. And if you make eye contact with somebody that's like, you're like, "Oh yeah, you're a fucking degenerate too." Yeah, you fucking horrible piece of shit.
Yeah, dude.
I did that at my fucking cover band jam session the other night, and only the bass player was like. So he has an Apple Watch, I have an Apple Watch, so we'll text each other, and we can just see it on our wrist, and he's like, "Was that?" And I was just like, "Thumbs up." He's like, "You son of a bitch."
Oh my god, man.
Dude, I'm stoked. This is gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, dude. And then, like I said.
Oh, do you know what the deal with gear is? Do they backline? I was just gonna bring cymbals and a snare. I'm assuming. I mean, we have time to find out, but I was assuming I wouldn't need to bring a whole kit. To like speed up changeovers, I would use whatever's there. Which I'm totally fine. When I was younger, I was like, I want to play my drums. Now I'm like, my back hurts. Fuck, I'm gonna play somebody else's kit. So like, we have time to find out. I just didn't know if you knew.
I don't think I didn't discuss that or
okay.
give me that information.
Cool. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
No worries. Yeah, last gig I played, we backlined the kit, and I just slapped my snare down and cymbals, which is like, I'll bring my shit. That's fine. It's just.
Yeah, I just need it in advance.
Yeah.
I understand that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I try to keep everybody in advance.
Because
like,
there are people that like this used to be me when I was younger.
Yeah.
That were like, I want to play my drums, and I'm like, you can play your drums if I can play them too. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
This is way too much kit for me.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the. I would rather play a smaller kit than everybody brings than play like if like Ian showed up on my kit, he'd be like, where the fuck is everything? You know? So,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stoked. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
How many bands are there?
So there's Showrilla. Actually, one person dropped out, I believe,
Okay.
on that. Give me a second. Yes. So I think, there's Showrilla.